It's Wombless Nerd Out time! What's up, you guys? Happy day before Christmas Eve. Happy Wend Wellness Nerd Out time, and a very happy birthday to Chris Simmons. Happy birthday, my brother. This one is for you, my man. We'll talk about him at the end. But today, we are going to be talking about gluten. And gluten's evil, right? Nobody should have gluten, or should they? It doesn't matter if you have celiac disease or not. We're going to cover it all right here today. So let's get started. Now, what is gluten? Let's say first, what's the protein found in wheat and other grain products like rye or barley? And actually, gluten makes up about 80% of the protein composition of wheat, so the vast majority. Now, it's difficult to break down in our human bodies because it contains a lot of proline, glutamine amino acid chains, does gluten. And albeit, our microbes in our mouth and in our colon can somewhat successfully break down these proline, glutamine amino acid chains contained within gluten, we have difficulty breaking it down in these intermediate portions of the alimentary canal. So through the esophagus, in the stomach and the small intestine, we have a lot of trouble with gluten. And that's the reason, right? It's because it's amino acid composition. So now, what about people with celiac disease? Well, people with celiac disease, what happens is there's an autoimmune attack from their body on the small intestine in response to gluten consumption. And so they can't properly break down, digest, absorb it. And they get symptoms like GI distress, headaches, body aches, among others. And with long-term gluten consumption, those with celiac disease are at risk for weight loss, malnutrition, and even possibly death. So it's pretty serious, for people with celiac disease. But we did say our body in general has a tough time breaking it down. So even if you don't have celiac disease, what's the deal? Well, they're trying to, and by that I mean, do we need to find something to help us break it down? The short answer is, yeah, it would help a lot. But it does depend if you have a low calorie or high calorie meal containing the gluten, and we'll talk about that in a second here. But what can help us break it down is something called prolyl endopeptinases, prolyl endopeptinases, abbreviated PEP. And if we get PEP, so they can break down those proline, glutamine amino acid chains contained within gluten. But if we get PEP derived from bacteria, interestingly, our body degrades the PEP derived from bacteria, and so doesn't allow it to act on the gluten. So no bueno if we get it from bacterial sources. But recent research has been done on PEP derived from other sources that may help us to break down gluten, such as Aspergillus niger derived PEP, abbreviated AN-PEP. And one double-blind randomized, placebo-controlled trial showed that it was done on 12 healthy men and women, showed that AN-PEP consumption successfully was able to break down gluten in the stomach and hence leave very small, in fact, undetectable trace amounts of gluten only in the duodenum thereafter that, again, weren't even detectable by the laboratory techniques they were using in the study. And that was the Western blot, the ELISA assay and Western blot. Okay, so now the placebo group in this study, very interestingly, now, again, they had no AN-PEP, but they consumed low-calorie and high-calorie meals, both containing gluten, about the equivalent of a slice of bread, all right? Enough to, show that how much is being broken down and if the body's having any reactions and things like that. So when they had the low-calorie and high-calorie meals, did the placebo group, for 3 hours, there was gluten still remnant in the stomach right after eating. Okay, now those that had the higher calorie meals, however, had significantly lesser amounts of gluten in the duodenum after passing through the pyloric sphincter of the stomach. And they think that this may be attributed to the fact that with that high calorie meal came also, higher fat content, and that stimulated the pancreas to release digestive enzymes that may help break down everything that was in the food along with the gluten. Okay, so it's not necessarily that our body, fully can't break it down, but maybe it needs some help, and maybe they don't fully understand all of the interplaying mechanisms here, that contribute to gluten breakdown. It's again, a larger meal helped to break it down so much. So fascinating stuff there, I think. So if you're gonna have gluten and you don't have celiac disease, right, and you're gonna have gluten, if you have it, just don't have it. But if you don't, and you want to have some bread and things like these rye or barley products, whatever, have it with a larger meal containing a little bit more fat and other macronutrients to help your pancreas produce more digestive enzymes to help you break it down. Okay, that's some pretty good take-home advice, I think. And in this study, the group that took ANPEP, they only had gluten present in the stomach for 60 minutes following ingestion, and so a third of the time, big difference. And in the small intestine, once again, there was no detectable gluten. So the ANPEP really, really helped to break down the gluten. And as a conclusion, ANPEP and potentially other, PEP from other, derivation sources may be able to safely and effectively help us break down gluten. So get some ANPEP if you want to supplement it with your meals where you have gluten, and even better, have it with a larger meal when you're going to have gluten. It'll help you break it down a whole lot better, you guys. So that's what we got for you. Who do we got on here today? We got Prabhu. How you doing? Spence, what's up, brother? How are you, man? Good to see you on here. Good to see your name. I wish I was seeing your face. Judith, how you doing? What's up, girl? Thanks for hopping on. Hope you're having a great day. Random Rosie, how you doing? First time seeing you on here. I hope you get something out of it. So before we go, we got to say happy birthday, Chris Simmons. Happy birthday, man. Chris, when I think of you, I think of you coming over and playing poker at 2604 Scott Street, where we used to hold it down in Iowa when I was going to chiropractic school, and we both were. And you coming over for adjustments, me seeing you in the clinic and just hanging out, maybe having some beers in the backyard and shooting the shit. And you're a great guy, going out downtown, hanging out, having fun. You're a great guy, man. I hope you and Alex are having a really nice day today. Love both of you. And this one is absolutely for you, my brother. So it's forever your day in the book of Wend Wellness. Happy birthday. All right. Thank you guys very much. Have a great rest of your day. And we'll see you tomorrow, guys. On Christmas Eve. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Get excited. Santa's coming, guys. All right. See you later. Bye.